If you're looking for luxury homes in an amazing neighborhood, then you definitely must check these homes out. This is the home that we're going to take you through today. We're going to be taking you through both unit 102, which is a middle unit, as well as their corner unit over there. And the best thing about this is there is no strata fee on these homes. So if you know anything about this channel, you know we absolutely love Coquitlam, especially specifically this Millardville area, which is going through a ton of change in terms of changing the old to new. They're tearing houses down and rebuilding it to new luxury or modern homes in this area, and this is no different. Today we're going to take you through these units, and they have some of the most James Bond features that I've ever seen, some of the most luxury finishes that we're seeing in this area. So I'm super stoked to be taking you guys through. We're going to be covering everything you need to know about these homes, as well as take you to the back, show you the ins and outs, and then at the very end, of course, I'm going to share with you all the pricing and details about this project, as well as other projects in this area that you need to know about. So without further ado, let's get into it right now. Okay guys, so the first unit we're going to take you through is this one right behind me over here. This is going to be one of their middle units, and then we're going to take you into that corner unit afterwards, which they do have very similar layouts, almost an identical mirror image, but there's a few slight differences, of course, perks that you get with the corner unit. So we're going to definitely make sure we show that to you. But first off, when we step in here, you can see you do have a bit of a front yard. So of course this is going to be part of your unit, and it is gated to the side. So even though you have some neighbors, you do get a little bit of privacy, definitely more on the back end. And the first thing I want to note is you do have a touchpad for a pin to get into this, as opposed to just the keyhole. The second we step in, I want to note the first thing is to the right over here, completely built in. You have space to hang some coats, and then in the middle as well as bottom section you have even more space here. I absolutely love this because you don't need to get a shoe shelf. You have one built in right over here that once you close, it's as if nothing is here. Everything is blended in. So there are a lot of little things throughout this home that I'm going to mention to you guys, things that sometimes you don't think about, but then when you see it, it's hard to unsee. That is going to be the living dining area, which we'll get to, but first off, to the right here, this is going to be your den. And what I love about this room is, of course, you have these nice large windows right beside you, so you get plenty of light coming in, and who doesn't love working with a bunch of natural light? And if I just turn around here, they have told me to not open this one because they have some stuff in there, but this is going to be a closet. And here is the heating system for the radiant heating, which goes throughout the home. And I do want to note that this is a very high quality home in the sense that they've used some very high-end material. So if you look at the floor here, these tiles are super durable feeling, and even the doors, you don't see the little touches on this, for example, this design, as well as you won't see any hinges at all throughout this entire home. So everything's hidden in there if you see the hinges, so nothing will ever be showing. Just adds to the luxury of the home. And if we take a step down, I know you already saw this, but we'll get into that in a second. This is going to be your kitchen as well as your living dining area. So let's take a look here first. Now this isn't a massive home. It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and 1,521 square feet in its interior. But what makes this home feel much larger than the actual square footage are these high ceilings. Just based off the looks, I'm going to say that's around 12-foot ceilings, but they're extremely high, which makes the living area feel a lot more spacious than the square footage will say otherwise. And if I sit down here, you'll note that it's very good distance away from where your TV would go, and you have, enough space to put a dining table beside your kitchen. And then if we just take a step over here, this is going to lead to your backyard. So this will be your part of your unit, this little backyard area, and you do have 1 covered parking and 1 uncovered parking per unit, and they are EV roughed in. Now coming back to this very interesting, very different looking kitchen, you have a long skinny island here, and you can put in a couple stools. And if we get into the kitchen, I would say the coolest thing about this kitchen is the amount of cabinets that you have. So of course you have your lowers, you have your uppers, But unlike all the other places where this is typically the end of the white cabinets is where the roof would be, since the ceilings here are so high, they've put in double uppers. So if you have extra storage that you don't really know where to store things, you could put it up there. Of course, it's not that easily accessible, but it's definitely nice to have a ton of cabinet space so you won't run out of any room to store things. At these appliances and counter, they are using Bosch, so you got some high-end appliances. This hood fan, you can pull it out and then it starts, which is a pretty cool touch. And then if you see in here, you just have plenty of space. Now the color scheme here, it's for me, it's very comfortable. It's light, you have white, you have the wood tone, and everything just feels very luxurious. And if we look over here, you have your microwave again built in. And even though this is a skinny island, you got the waterfall. Now let's keep going on here. This will be a really good sized fridge for what the kitchen size is. And I absolutely love the chandeliers that they have going on. Now, if we turn around, get in here, this is going to be your powder room that's tucked away here. So from the outside, it almost looks invisible because everything's so blended in. But if you come in here, you do have your powder room. And let me just show you what it's like with the door closed. And then over here, this is going to just be a little bit more storage space. So let's head on upstairs into the bedrooms that I know you guys are excited about. And like we mentioned, at the very end, we're gonna get into all the pricing on these units. I think you guys will be pretty surprised at some of the price tags, especially because of the high-end finishes and material that they've used. They've really done a great job with these minor details. For example, the lighting on the staircase, the complete glass that they've used instead of having it be a wall. And then if we come up here, this is going to be bedroom number 1. Now, I really like this punched out window. You can have this area, set some things up, whether you want to put some mats so you can sit on top and read a book or something while you're winding down at night. You do get some pretty decent views here. And the room itself is definitely good size. You can put a queen comfortably, have some bedside tables, and then you have this really big closet space for a secondary bedroom. And again, I've noted this already, but the quality and the feel, the durability of their doors, as well as the lack of hinges that you're going to see. And here, this is going to be your actual den. So the one that we took you through on the first floor, that's actually going to be a bedroom. It has a window over there. And then moving on, this is going to be your stacked laundry. And then right beside it, perfectly situated, a linen closet. Now that's the second bedroom, which we'll show you, but this is going to be the shared bathroom. Here on this second floor, you have a tub here. And all these have the medicine cabinets behind, so you won't need to put all your pills and your creams and whatnot just throughout the counter. You can leave it, hide it back there, or you have your typical space beneath, as well as this little shelf that they've built in there. So like we said, this will be bedroom number 2. Again, pretty much identical to the bedroom on the other end. And then you have, again, ample of closet space. This is going to be 2 connected together. So from the feel of it, exactly the same size as the other bedroom. Now, let's get on to the primary bedroom. I absolutely love this because the primary bedroom, of course, this should be the star of the home, and it definitely is in this case because you're on your own secluded top level here. Look at the size of this, and you get the most beautiful large windows. Imagine waking up to this, and you can even step right outside through this door into your balcony. Set up a couple chairs here, and you can enjoy your breakfast coffee up here with the sun shining on you, looking at the views. And there are some things about this master bedroom that you rarely ever see. So of course, this is a really good sized bedroom, but I want to make note of this beautiful, absolutely stunning closet. So you have your LED lighting going underneath. It really makes this home feel like it's coming out of a James Bond movie. And to add to that, a full pull-out for you to store all your luxury watches, like I'm sure you guys all have. So this is a beautiful touch to this home that I absolutely love. And you have the exactly similar type of function right over there. Got your tainted window, so you have a little bit of light coming in. And I just want you to take a second to enjoy all that you get in this room. They have all these different little things built in just to help with your convenience, things that, like I said, you don't typically think about. And then once we go in here, this is going to be your double vanity primary ensuite. Got your lights up there, and this will be a standing shower, glass standing shower, and yeah, it's pretty good size. So here you can go from the waterfall, the head, it's really up to you. Now I'm gonna step outside a little bit so you can see what it looks like from this unit. So as we walk here, you know, this is a pretty quiet area in general, and this is going to be your backyard and the view that you get. So there you have it, guys. That is this first unit that I hope you guys have enjoyed so far. And we're going to take you to their corner unit right now, which, like we said, they're very similar in layout, but they do have a few differences. For example, they'll have more windows on the side so you get even more natural light. And then after that, I'll make sure to show you the back, and then we'll get to, of course, what you guys are always excited about, which is the pricing. So hang tight, let's get to the other unit and check it out right now. All right, guys, so let's get into this corner unit. I want to note for this one, you do have your side walk, your pathway leading to your parking. So if you have one of the corner units, you'll be walking around right around your unit and back here into your home. So let's take a look inside. Like we said, this is going to be pretty much a mirror image, but I just want to note a couple of little minor differences that you get in this home, as well as let you feel the orientation of this, which is surprising to some people, but the orientation sometimes does matter. It makes the home feel a little larger or smaller depending on what type of home that you're looking for. But you know, everything here is really a flipped mirror image. But here's the catch. It's that you do get these windows, some light coming in from the side of this home, as opposed to your middle unit, which you won't have those two windows over there. So that's really the biggest difference, which I don't know if you can tell just from the camera, but I can tell you in person, having those two extra windows can make all the difference in the world. Especially in Vancouver, you know how sometimes we'll go through long seasons in the winter where we don't get that much sunlight. So having any sort of extra window can definitely help that. Other than that, everything else is pretty similar. Another difference will be this backyard, in which case you don't have that grass backyard area like you do in the middle units. So it's a little bit of a give and take. The corner units will have its pros and cons, and the middle units as well will have its pros and cons. It's really up to the person, what is important to you and your lifestyle. Now everything else, like we said, is the same, so we're gonna do this relatively quickly. I'm just going to take a quick walk up, show you the mirror image of this home. But like we said, nothing too crazy to see here. You can just get another look at this beautiful, stunning looking home. And yeah, this is going to be another perk, is that if you use this as a den, you have window here as opposed to in the other den, it might feel a little bit darker. When we move on, this is going to be the same looking bathroom here, as well as the other bedroom. And then let's go up for you guys that have been wanting to look at the primary again. So once we turn left here, you'll see very similar layout, just flipped. Still have your double vanity with the glass shower, as well as the amazing closet that we already took you through. So that was quick, I know, but I just really wanted to show you what the layout looks like, what the feel of it is, and just outline to you the minor differences that you will get in this unit. So we're gonna make our way down to the back, and show you that before jumping on the screen and getting to the prices. So we're walking you to the back. Why not actually walk you to the back? So in this neighborhood, you do have quite a few single family homes. And if you are not new to this channel, you know we absolutely love this area. We've made a ton of tours here, which are linked somewhere up there, of some other multiplex units, but that is the change that this area specifically has been going through a lot of change in. They have these old single family homes. Some of them are old, some of them are a little newer, but the old ones we're seeing some change. So, you know, builders, they come, they demolish it, and then they build in multi-family homes. And this is actually, I'm glad you get to see this. This is what the property, these homes look like from the back here. And to my right and to my left, these are the 2 covered spots. This will be 2 of the uncovered spots. Those will be the next 2. And this is your back alley that you can come in from either side leading towards your home. And then this 1 covered spot, this will be EV roughed in right over there. So if you have that, this is already ready to go. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to show you from the back here. And now let's jump on the screen and we'll get into all the prices on these. There it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tour of that project. And right before we get into the prices on these, like I know you guys are probably very curious about, I just want to share a bit about this area, Millardville in Coquitlam, which, like we mentioned in the video, there's a bunch of change coming to this area. A lot of builders are tearing down old single family homes and building multi-family homes on there, such as duplexes, triplex, fourplex, like the one you saw today. And we have these great relationships with a lot of these builders and developers, and oftentimes there are even off-market opportunities for some of these homes that are available to our clients because of the great relationships that we have. So if you're interested in something like this, go ahead and reach out to us right now. I'm gonna leave my contact information right up there. You know, we have people calling, texting, emailing us all the time, and we absolutely love it. We love providing the value and providing different opportunities for all of our clients. So go ahead and reach out to us. Now, getting back to the unit and its pricing, the first home that we took you through, that will be one of their middle units. That one has a list price of $1.385 million. So as we covered, this is going to be a 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,521 square feet home. And then for the corner units, the ones that are only sharing a wall with one neighbor, and on the other side, it is going to be windows. Those ones will have a bit of a higher price. Right now, they haven't finalized a list price yet, but we get updates all the time. So again, if you're interested, just make sure you reach out to us and we'll keep you informed. Now, I'm going to link some other projects in this area that we've toured up here for you to check out if you're interested. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.